Hi everyone! Today we will be painting this toucan together. So this is the reference picture we will be using, and I will be walking you through all of the steps of drawing the toucan first of all, and then painting it with watercolors, of course. So when we look at this toucan, what can we fit it into? So it could be a rectangle, but I think even better, even easier if we fit it into this oval here. You see that we will make these two lines. So one corresponds to the general movement on the toucan. So this line over here that crosses his whole body. And then we have this other line here that represents the branch. So this is the very, very beginning of our process now. So very easily, first of all, I just need to figure out how I want to position this toucan on my page. So I will probably actually start from this rectangle just to make my life even easier. We'll finish it somewhere here. So just a normal rectangle. And then I will fit this oval inside of it. So, oops. Something like this. So again, I'm pressing very lightly. I'm sketching directly on my watercolor paper. So this is from Hong. You can also use Arches or whatever brand you prefer. Just make sure you use cotton watercolor paper. It's much better than cellulose. So again, I'm not pressing too hard because I will be erasing using this soft kneaded eraser. So I don't want my lines to be too bold at this stage. So once I have my oval in place, let me just create this line here. So this is what will guide me to sketching my toucan. So if I want to lift some excessive pencil, or for example, I don't need this grid anymore, I can get rid of it right now, or if you want, you can do it later. It's totally up to you. I think I will already start to erase it. Again, this eraser is very gentle and it will help me to keep things clean. And then again, I will create this little roll and roll it on top of my drawing so that I can lift some of the pencil. There you go. You see, I am making the drawing lighter, but I'm not erasing it completely. So after I do this, I can then go on top, and if I want, I can make some of the lines bolder if I want them to guide me. And this is just going to help us to keep the watercolors pure, because if you don't do this and you start to paint right away, well, nothing bad will happen. But your watercolors will get affected by the color of the pencil. So this gray color will also be there. So it's not going to go anywhere. And it's going to be visible through the watercolor. Or, for example, if you're painting with yellow, like we will do for the neck of the bird, the yellow will mix with the gray of the pencil, and it will just make our yellow color look more dirty. And this is not what we want. So to prevent this, again, I'm doing this thing of lifting some pencil. And after that, I can restore some of the lines that I've got lost in the process. So what I will do is I will just take my same pencil and go on top and just kind of confirm the lines I'm happy with if they're not dark enough. So I'm going to finish this process. So you see now it's all about the outline. So we don't start from this, of course. So the beginning of the drawing is always very messy, it's very sketchy. And only when you found the right proportions, you can then go and do this thing I'm doing now. So we will be using the wet in wet technique here. So I don't need to apply a ton of water. So I just need to make sure that the area is wet, but I don't want it to be like dumped with water. Then I take my color I just mixed and I'm applying it to this part of the neck here, so under the beak. You see it starts to get darker, and also to this lower side of the neck. And I will kind of unite these two areas together, but I will leave this left side untouched. So I hope you see it. Now if your left area got affected by this new color, just wash your brush, cleaning it with your paper towel, and kind of lift some paint from there. And I will also bring this color a bit everywhere here. So you see I created this nice transition, so the most color is concentrated under the beak and here on the lower side of the neck. And I think for now I am quite pleased with how this turned out. Adding this additional touch of ochre to this lower side of the neck, and actually I will mix the exact same color but in a more darker version. And while this layer is still wet, I will apply it again under the beak and near this ending of the neck. So let's start by adding a small but important detail. Let's add a pupil to the eye of the bird. So since we already have this dark color, let's go ahead and do it. And there you go. So I'm just dipping my brush in water and adding it in the middle of the eye. There you go. And I will also use the same color in the very, very tip of my brush to make the outline of the eye just a bit more dark. So I'm not making it uniformly, so just in a few points. And I think I'm pretty happy. I will also add these tiny dots on this texture of the beak because I think we have something similar there. And I will just correct this line I did before, make it just a bit better, and make this area here just a bit darker. Also, I think I will use the same color and paint the tip of the beak. Something like this. So now I'm kind of polishing and like correcting what I did during the previous steps. Also add some feather texture here just to make this part look a bit more pretty. And I will also use this dark color to again paint this area around the eye. So this is just gave my eye even more details. I think now it looks good. And I can then use the same color for the fingers. So for these legs here, we'll just add some details to them. So basically what I'm doing, I'm adding these like lines, these parallel lines to outline, you know, the legs better. I'm gonna do this on the right one as well. So bigger lines on top and smaller lines where I see the fingers, and these two lines to kind of show where these are getting attached to the body. And then let's see what else I want to do here. So I think it's time to paint the branch. So I think now we gave it like this colorful appearance, but now I want it to look a bit more uniform. So just to imitate some feather texture, so really short, thin lines. And I also added them near the eyes. And we'll add more over here near the under the beak. And I also did that on the beak itself, so these like longer lines. So adding the final touches, and this is the final outcome.